Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I got this question about, or an email really about this, what happens when you have this kind of jolting experience in your life. Usually it's some kind of a failure or problem, and then you know how you respond to that, and a lot of times what ends up happening is that you respond in the wrong way. And so that's what this email is about. So I'm going to kind of try to address the context of this email. There's not really a total question in here, but I can see where this is going. This gave me a good idea for something I wanted to talk about, which is, so in your career, in your life, right, you're going to experience setbacks. Some people would call these failures. I call them failures with a lowercase f, not a capital F. I only call it a capital F when you give up, right? It's not a failure till you recognize it, till you stop trying, because other than that, it's a stepping stone. I've done some videos on that, so I'm not going to drill into the whole failure thing. But I want to talk about what happens, right? And this is something that I call, and I think I've talked about this before, but flying off the rails. And this is something we're all susceptible to. And so when you face some kind of adversity, when you face some kind of failure, setback, disappointment, right? There's two ways to react to this that people normally do. One way is to react in the positive way, which results in a change of mind, a shaking up of your brain, your way of thinking, and new birth. New ways of doing things, right? A change for the positive, or urgency. I feel like I need to accomplish something now. I need to do something about this. Action, right? The second is a feeling of defeat, a feeling of despair, despondency, where you sort of fly off the rails, where you're like, who gives a shit now? It's all going to crap now. Might as well just whatever, eat the whole box of donuts because I'm fat already, because I already screwed up my diet, or my code didn't work, so screw it. I'm just going to sit here and not do anything today. I'm done with this crap. Right? That's the second way of approaching it. And so I call it flying off the rail, right? Flying off the rails. It's when you come completely off the rails, you make some small mistake, or maybe even a big mistake, and instead of correcting it, instead of fixing it, instead of learning from it, you just say, screw it. Who cares? It's all screwed up now. I'm already in a hole. I'm just going to dig a deeper hole, because that's what I do when I'm in a hole, is I dig a deeper hole. And a lot of people do this, right? I have a tendency I think we all have this tendency, like our first tendency is to do this. This is why people have these rebound weight gains after diets. This is why people get themselves into such bad financial situations where they're in so much debt, and you're like, how the hell did you do this? Or they screw their lives up so badly, they're constantly in the criminal justice system, and you wonder, how the hell did you do this? And the answer usually is because they flew off there, they stopped caring, and their failures just they get in this cycle of fail. It's a steadily spiral right down the friggin' drain. So you got to avoid that, right? When you face problems, when you face a failure or a setback, what you have to do is you have to do two things. One of them, I think the most effective thing you can do, is damage control. So whatever you do not let the damage expand beyond a certain frame. Like, you have to have your limits and know where they are, right? So I like to use the diet one, because this is one where people fly off the rails all the time. But you have to say to yourself, if I screw up, if I mess up my diet, I am never going to just go to Krispy Kreme's and order 24 donuts and eat them all in the car in the parking lot. That's never going to happen. I'm not going to fly off the rails that bad. I screwed up. I'm going to fix it tomorrow. I'm going to start over tomorrow. That's the better attitude. Not, oh, screw it. Well, today's already lost, so I'm just going to pile on more, right? Same thing, I think people gambling, right? Oh, well, I already lost my $500, so I'm just going to go to the ATM and take out more money and screw it. If I can't get back to even, then I don't care. that tomorrow is going to come and you're going to regret it. You're going to say, why did I eat 24 donuts? Why did I go to the ATM 3 times and then do a withdrawal on a cash advance on my credit card, and now I'm $10,000 in debt playing blackjack, right? Why did I do this bad thing in my life? Why did I just fly off the rails? So you got to do damage control and not do that, right? That's the key thing, is just have a limit and say, and you got to think about the thing is that in life, right, cumulatively, the mistakes you make are not going to usually be bad. What is going to hurt you the most are when you fly off the rails afterwards, right? Most of the crap, the stupid things I've done in life have not come from an initial mistake. They have come from what I've done because I made a mistake, and then I strap myself into the roller coaster of screw my life, and I don't give a shit anymore, and bam, that's when I hit the brick wall and just blew everything up, right? That's what you have to avoid. So it's, and if you can take the opposite approach, right? So that's the first thing is stop the damage control. Then the second thing is, if you can just take the opposite approach more often, that is going to be better, right? When you have a mistake or a setback or a failure, you have a moment there to choose how you're going to react to that. Are you going to say, well, screw it, get in that roller coaster and pull down the harness because you're going for a ride? Or are you going to say, look, okay, here's a time to reset. This didn't work, so what can I try? How can I fix the situation? What action can I take that is going to improve the situation? Yeah, it sucks that that we rolled down the hill down to here, but I can start moving the ball back up the hill rather than just riding it down the hill all the way to the bottom and then trying to roll it up, right? You can realize that, hey, at least I'm still here. At least I didn't lose all my ground. At least I didn't, right? You got to look for what's good, and what you can learn from it, and then realize that it's better to have a setback a little bit and then move forward than it is to just screw it all and then you throw it all away. That's how you really make big mistakes in life, and you see this all the time with people. So, the key thing here is just making that decision and realizing. The other thing, part of this is that life is a lot of times about taking, 2 steps back and 3 steps forward. Right? It's going to happen, but as long as your steps back are not way bigger than your steps forward, you're going to keep advancing. And then what matters is that you advance over time, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have a win every single day. You just have to do this, and I've talked about this before, but make sure that your wins are big and your losses are small. Your losses should be small, but your wins should be big. As long as you do that, as long as when you win big. When you do good, you do great. Right? And when you lose, you have damage control, and you lose small, then you're in a good situation. Then it doesn't matter. Then over time, you're going to keep on climbing. So that's the key. That's really, really the key. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're programming, whether you're trying to get in shape, whether you are trying to start a business and be an entrepreneur, or create your blog and be successful at that. You're going to have those setbacks, and every time you're going to have to make that decision. Am I going to blow up the whole friggin' building? Or am I going to pick up the pieces and figure out what I did wrong and start rebuilding? Choice is up to you. Take care.